Hello. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Awesome. I see so many smiley faces. This is so awesome. Look around, say hi to each other. I hope you're as excited as I am. We are so thrilled to be here today to host this AI Youth Hackathon at Emerald High School. Thank you so much for having us. It's such a great honor to be able to host this event at such a beautiful venue. Before I forget, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jessie Chen. I'm the chapter lead for the AI Collective in the Tri-Valley area. It's also an honor to be able to lead such an amazing and talented team who have been working so hard behind the scenes, months of planning to coordinate with the school, students, and partners, and so on. So much goes into that. And of course, also all the volunteers who are here today to help and support running this event, whether you're doing mentor, judge, or help with the setup, checking, cleanup, photography, videography, anything, right? It takes a village to host such a big event, so it's very, very important to acknowledge that. To kick us off, I forgot. Please give a round of applause to everybody who's involved. Thank you all. All right, to kick us off, let's quickly go over the agenda. We already did a check-in, so we're doing welcome and introduction. I will quickly go over what the AI Collective is about, and we'll introduce the mentors, and about 11:30, we'll kick off the build time, which will happening outside in the hall. You will be able to work with your mentor along the way and grab lunch. I believe it's going to start around noon. You'll have lots of pizzas. And then after that, we'll have dedicated time for project sharing and doing demos. I believe we will pre-select top 10 teams for the judges to vote for the 3 winner teams today. And then after that, we'll have plenty of time for celebrations and open networking. So about the AI Collective, we are a nonprofit organization. We bring people together through events, workshops, and forums to foster collaboration, solve complex problems, and shape the future of AI together. We are here to exchange insights, deepen human connection, so it's really great to see so many of you face in face. Deepening that connection, we're also here to drive collective progress. The AI Collective is a global community. We have over 200,000 members worldwide. We have over 100 chapters in over 30 countries. So the Tri-Valley chapter is one of the many. We work with lots of leading partners, all the big names you can think of in tech, in AI industry, and with over hundreds of volunteer organizers, we are able to expand and grow the community in a speed as fast as vibe coding. So yeah, a little bit more about the Tri-Valley chapter. We are not just community-driven, we are also family-friendly. Many of our events, parents can bring their kids, but more importantly, we bring together technologists, founders, investors, students, and all the curious community members together across the entire Tri-Valley. We host lots of different type of events, such as hackathon, workshops, founders, story nights, demo night, pitch night, to make AI accessible to our community. Our mission is simple, but also unique. We want to spark a thriving AI innovation system locally. We bring top-tier Bay Area speakers and content to your backyard, so you don't have to commute all the way to South Bay or to San Francisco. But what really makes us different is that we also focus on uplift youth and female representation. We welcome next generation to come and question and build what's next, just like all of you today. We also have been very intentional about curating a diverse speaker lineup, inviting a lot more female voices into our events to represent themselves in AI and tech as role models. So what that means for you, there's a lot you can do. You can simply come attend our events. You can come here, learn and inspire, connect. You can also join the team, come volunteer with us, find a role that works for you. You can also partner with us, be a speaker, sponsoring event that you get directly contribute to grow in this community while getting some visibility on your business. So yeah, join us, join this movement, grab your phone. This QR code will take you directly to our Chaudhry chapter website. You can also go to aicollective.com. You can find our Chaudhry chapter website, check out our upcoming events, past events or photo galleries, and learn more about the team. And speaking of my team, look at these beautiful faces. I'm so proud of you guys. Rosa, Briana. Rosa, Briana are our Chaudhry chapter youth and family program leads. Wave your hands so people can see you. They're being working very closely with Saurabh and Fauzia on this event. And I believe Saurabh and Fauzia, if you can wave your hands, maybe they're outside. They're going to work very closely with the mentors today. And then Gretchen, our event logistics and planning lead, Gretchen. She's the big brain behind all the food and drinks. And then Ray, our marketing lead, she's also helping with the volunteer. She's also helping with the volunteer onboarding, hiring, and all that cool stuff. And Eric, Sam, our sponsorship outreach lead. I think Eric is here. Yeah, all right. And we also have Ja, who is not here today with us. She's our community lead. So yeah, thank you guys for everything you do for growing this community. If you want to talk to us, find us in this orange AI Collective t-shirt. You will not miss us. All right, this is all I have for you guys today. I'm going to hand it over to Rosa, one of our youth and family program leads, to carry over. Thank you.
Thanks, Jessie. Wow. Hi, guys. How's everyone doing? Woohoo! You ready? Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out. This is our first Youth Hackathon event, so we're very excited to have you all here. As Jessie mentioned, this wouldn't be possible without everyone's help, all the sponsors, volunteers, Emerald High. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out, and if Joy is here, there we go. So Joy is one of our teacher advisors at Emerald High, and she's been so gracious to work with us in order to secure this wonderful venue for us. So.
Hi, everyone. Just a very quick shout out. If you are here from Emerald High School volunteering, just a quick stand. You've been helping out a lot. Stand up. I see. Stand up. Stand up. I want to give them a huge applause. Thank you. Awesome. Again, they're here to help today. A lot of planning went into making this accessible, and hopefully everyone has a really great time today. So yes, I'm Mrs. Sherritt, Joy Sherritt, and I have been in education for 20 years. I know nothing about this, and our amazing girls in AI came to me and said, I need a club advisor. And I said, absolutely. I want to create spaces for girls to grow and thrive in this as long as you teach me along the way. So I hope today is a learning experience for everyone. Enjoy your time. And thank you for being here.
Thanks, Joy. We also wanted to acknowledge our partners and sponsors for their support. As you know, we're using Lovable, their interface today for your vibe coding. We also would love to thank Zinfi as well as East Bay Founders, who are always in support of our events. And finally, Quest Science Center. Yeah, woo! hopefully you guys have had a chance to check out in the back. They've set up a station where you can make rockets and different types of cool activities. I know my son has been having fun back there, so thank you guys so much for all your support. Okay, so we have a team of mentors. Essentially today, the way that it's going to work, the teams have been assigned a mentor. They'll go around and basically support them and, answer questions, help guide them. And we have an amazing amount of a diverse team that have come and agreed to help us out. And, mentors, are you guys back there? Can you give a wave? There you go. So yes, they are coming from us, whether they're a undergrad, grad student, or a professional. We appreciate your time and guidance, and yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. So really quickly before we start. As many of you know, when you're participating, you guys had a choice between 5 different tracks, so hopefully you've aligned yourself with one of them. And yeah, we're just interested in seeing different ideas across these different fields, whether it's social impact, AI for learning, creativity, world problem solving, and youth and safety. I think, for this generation to help out is really important, and we're very excited to see what some of the projects are that you guys end up demonstrating for us. And so really briefly on the judging criteria. So we have a large amount of teams participating, so I think we have about 35 teams. In the interest of streamlining for time, we are going to have the mentors as well as some advisors go through, and this is the judging criteria that we'll be taking a look at, and they will initially have a first round go through for all of the teams, and among the 35, we will pick out the top 10 who will then go on to do a demo presentation for the judges. And so from there, we'll have 3 different awards, one for biggest impact, most creative, and also just overall. So we're excited to see what you guys have for that. And yeah, we basically just will have this up, for a recommended pitch flow. Just make sure that you guys are clear in terms of your ideas, who the audience is, and, be able to explain clearly what your solution is, and, hopefully be able to demo some of the things that you guys come up with. But yeah, I think after this, essentially, we are thinking a build time of about 1 hour and 15 minutes, which will take us about 12:45 is probably our end time. And you guys should be all set up. The mentors all got access to the Lovable accounts and will be giving you access to 100 credits for each of the teams. So you each have workspaces to work on. And yeah, I think we're all set on that end. And I think for now we can just gather outside and go in and join your teams and start building. Thanks, guys. How did it go?
Amazing, beautiful.
Woo! Wow, I like that. I like the enthusiasm. That's amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for coming again, and I hope you had a good time and you were able to generate cool new ideas. We're super excited to hear about some of the things that you guys came up with. So before we get started, so right now the process is outside. The mentors and some of the advisors are kind of taking a look at all of the groups. So there's 35 of you guys. Among the 35, so we don't wear out our judges too much, we're gonna choose 10. And those 10 will then present to our panel up here. And yeah, from there, we will see who the winners will be. So I just wanted to take this time and have each of the judges introduce themselves. We're so happy and honored to have them here with us. And yeah, we really would love to hear from all of them and hopefully have you guys get some inspiration in terms of some of the positions and careers and their background. So let me start off with Yolanda.
Thank you so much, Rosa. It's really great to see so many people here today, and congratulations to all of you for trying. I just ran my first 50K, and I have to tell you, the thing that really struck me about it was the hardest thing was actually getting to the starting line, not the finish line. So kudos to all of you for taking the first step to start something and risking potentially failure, which is just a normal part of trying to do anything and build anything worth doing. So I have lived here in the Tri-Valley. I moved here in Livermore for my postdoc at Sandia in 1997. I've raised both my children here. I started as a scientist in bioanalytical chemistry. My PhD is in that. I was a pioneer in a field called microfluidics, which is unfortunately best known for Theranos. It is the technology that allows you to very rapidly screen things in tiny, tiny, tiny volumes, volumes smaller than the channels and smaller than a human hair, very rapidly. But it's also the technology behind 10x genomics and next generation sequencing. So it's an incredibly impactful technology. From there, I moved out of Sandia into the private sector. I worked in applied marketing and food safety. The whole time, I've always been very passionate about the fact that technology was spinning out of the national labs, and a lot of those founders could not start their companies here in the Tri-Valley for a variety of reasons. So I had a chance to basically work as a company at iGate, which is now where I'm an executive director, and volunteer there to help build out this economic development nonprofit that is dedicated to helping science-based startups start and succeed here in the Tri-Valley. So I'm looking at all of you. We are building this not just for the current residents who are already embarking on their careers, but we're building this for the future. And so I really hope that all of you, whether you stay in AI, just continue to get good at something and keep your eyes open, stay curious, and don't be afraid to build the next company. And we want you to build it here.
Hi there. My name is Sugata Sanyal. I'm a founder of a company called Zinfi. We are about 150 people. We do enterprise software, if enterprise means anything to you, but predominantly for large companies. We've been working with Jessie and AI Collective for almost 6 months now, and this is an incredible idea. I'm always curious, what the future will look like, and so I'm here to kind of, find out what that would look like. I know all of you put in a lot of effort to build what you're building. And as Yolanda said, this is the first step to many big steps in front of you. But glad to be here, super excited. Look forward to, what you have to show.
Good afternoon. My name is Nan Ho. I'm actually a vice president at Las Positas College, which is about 5 minutes from here. And I want to speak from an educational standpoint because I was actually calculating you have been through so much change, and some of you were maybe in first or second grade when we went through COVID, and some of you were beginning middle school. And you have experienced a pace of change that has been so dramatic, and yet you have been resilient and you've been able to adapt. Your teachers, your families, your guardians have been able to adapt, and now you're ready to take the next step and lead. And so that's what is so exciting about this from the curiosity standpoint. The problems, we're really excited to look at what are the problems that you really wanted to solve. And from an education standpoint, you're going to be the ones that are going to inform all levels of education about what it is that we need to do to respond so that you're best supported. So from my background, a lesson is that anticipate that your life will change over and over and over again. You will think that you're going to go down this path, and the next day someone inspires you, and then you completely change your path. So I went from being an international relations major in college And I had one teacher in chemistry, and I said, oh, I like that. And so then I pivoted. And then as I went through my graduate school and then beginning to teach, I was a faculty and then a dean over all the STEM programs. And so I've really been seeing a lot of change in these areas. But then each time you get these opportunities to innovate and to create something that has never existed before. And that's what's so exciting about what you're doing today. So I'm excited to see what you've created. And I want to congratulate all of you on the hard work that you did today and your teamwork and your collaboration. That was the only way that you could make it happen. And maybe just a moment to thank all your teachers and your families that have actually brought you here today. So if you could give them applause. And good luck.
Thank you, Nan. Those are big shoes to follow. So, hi, everyone. My name is Mia. I am, what do I say? I'm a mom. I'm a volunteer, PTA veteran. But above all, I'm a curious person who is continuously learning. I'm a founder. I work with a couple of startups that are working in the AI space. I'm still learning. So my background is civil engineering, but I ended up working in banking, running international teams, moved to United States, had to reinvent myself and joined the software company, learn things, and my civil engineering helped me to work with the industrial companies. So just wanted to say that my inner drive to understand and always having a question why, and sometimes not taking a no for an answer, helped me strive. And life, as with Nan mentioned, with COVID and any other challenges that come along, will always put you in a situation when you would be hopefully able to make a decision, and trusting yourself, not being afraid, and just taking a chance and going forward will help you to succeed. We're here to help you answer any questions, but the future, you guys are going to be defining the future. You're already building the future. One of the things that excites me attending this kind of events is seeing what ideas you come up with and how you're going to solve maybe same problems that can be solved in a different way. So with that, I'm super excited to see what you guys can present to us. This is just the beginning. Keep inventing, keep trying. There's no failures. There's just lessons and opportunities to come up with something new.
I want to be like that guy. My name is Rick Stuhlin. I am retired from Sandia National Laboratories. I had a long career. Started off as a research scientist in sort of what was at the time the field of hydrogen and emerging new fuels associated with our transportation sector, and was able through my career to have just an incredible journey. Probably the most significant was leading a team that proved the viability of extreme ultraviolet lithography back in year 2000, which is the foundation of all the NVIDIA chips that are in production today. The company that is building those chips, ASML, had folks that actually came and worked for me in a national lab role, and we taught them how to do this in the beginning, and then they took and developed this as a product. Incredible story around that whole technology. I'm trained as a physicist, and like my colleagues here, did I do true physics research after I left school? No. What I learned was curiosity, how to think, how to ask questions, how to make my world bigger by taking on challenges that perhaps I didn't know I could take on. So I guess one of the, and ended up being vice president of the technical area within the laboratory, chief technology officer, and then finished my career by running the lab here in Sandia in Livermore. I have learned so much. So one of the things that I love about what you're doing today is you are all learning. and you jumped into this space with enthusiasm and curiosity. Keep it up. When you make decisions, ask yourself the question, will this make my world bigger? And if it does, jump in, even if it's scary, because you will be amazed at the network you create and the opportunities that you can follow. So excited to see what you all will come up with today.
Hey guys, my name is Rana Gujral. I'm a founder in the tech space, doing different things for quite some time in this arena. A few things from my background. Back in the day, I built Google TV, which is now known as Chromecast. It was a very interesting opportunity to do something which was category defining. Then I had this opportunity to go turn around this robotics company that was focused on building DIY experiences. We took it from almost bankruptcy to was technically in bankruptcy to a very successful IPO. And then there was an amazing opportunity to start to, this was sort of early days of Transformers, use some of the newer models and technologies to start to use these models to build prediction engines. So we did a company called Ties, which built these prediction engines that predicted prices for commodities and applied it in different sectors. Eventually got acquired by Alchemy. And more recently, we're doing something quite different. We're in this quest of understanding the human experience and understanding the human mind. How do we think? How do we act? How do we behave? How we emote? And how do we even make decisions? So we built these advanced models that sort of replicate some of that outside, obviously, of the human mind, and we apply that in a variety of different sectors. We work in the private sector. We also work in the gov sector. We do a lot of work with the intel agencies, it's an amazing journey. So we're continuing to build and scale that. It's a company called Behavioral Signals. So a little bit about where we're today for this hackathon. I think it's an amazing show, and it's super excited to see what you have built. There's a lot of excitement about AI. There's a lot of concern about AI. As you can see, there's news about layoffs, and the companies that are doing it are justifying it by a message that, hey, we can use more AI and less people. So you're not imagining it. It's happening. It's true. So that begs the question, hey, I'm going to graduate. I'm going to be college, and then I'm going to be graduate. I'm going to enter the workforce. Am I on the right track? What do I need to do? And I think, the answer is relatively simple. I think you need to do two things. One, you need to be able to build something. And second, you need to be able to use AI as a companion, as a tool. And if you can do those things, I think you'll be okay. And you guys are already doing it, so I think you have a little bit of a head start. And that's really what you need to be thinking about. So for today, in terms of what I'd like to see, kind of sort of three criterias. One is, are you solving a real problem for a real user? I think that's really important. And the second is, is it working? It has to be. It could be scrappy, but is it somewhat functional? Is it working? And the third thing is, are you able to make intelligent trade-offs and also explain that and articulate that? I think if you could do that, I think you're in a pretty good position. So I think good luck and looking forward to it. Thank you.
I think I have a confusion now. Where do I belong? Do I belong on this side of the table or do I belong on the other side of the table? Seriously. But not long ago, I imagined myself, I could remember myself as one of the curious parents, curious students sitting right in front of me there. And it was a long journey, and it was not an easy journey for me to jump from that side of the table to this side. So that said, my name is Sudha. I am actually a technical program product manager here in the tech space. And what does that really mean? My full-time job is to actually find problems to solve. We all have a lot of problems, right? So my job is to find problems. And how do we prioritize these problems? And how do we use technology, AI, and data to be able to solve these problems? I kind of made that job my job, because I had a life full of problems. Just to bring some more clarity to it, like I worked in companies in social media tech, like LinkedIn. I've always been frustrated, like, why am I not able to get the right job recommendation for me? And how is it that we can use data and AI to be able to solve those problems? I, for one, have 2 teen boys as well, and I work with them as a team to solve these problems. And I'm really looking forward to looking forward to your solutions and problems that you will present here today. Thanks so much.
We're so happy that you guys took the time out today, and as many of the judges said, this is your first step, and even if it doesn't lead to mistakes will lead to success, and this is amazing. So with that said, I will flash on the screen the top 10 teams that were chosen. The other teams, you can stick around and stay here and take a listen to some of the demos and pitches. But the top 10 we will show you shortly, and you guys can prepare after we show the screen. Okay, here we go. Oh, you know what? Do you want it? Probably refresh. Refresh. Yes.
There you go. All right, so each group is going to come up in order. So team number anchor is going to go first. You're going to have 3 minutes to do your pitch. 2 minutes to do Q&A. You're going to look at this paddle. If you're blue, you're getting close to the end of your 3-minute pitch. If you're red, your time is up. Okay? So, team anchor, come on up.
Hi everyone, I'm Nithali.
And I'm Shivani.
And this is Anchor. So the main problem we're trying to solve today is a lot of times people feel unsafe in the situations they're in, and they need a way to contact people discreetly. Another thing is sometimes you're just so stressed out and you need help and you don't know where to go or what to do. Sometimes you're just spiraling and you're nervous and you feel kind of stressed and all together, and you need a way to find something to decompress. So that was one of the main reasons we created Anchor.
Anchor provides mental health resources and allows you to confide in people that you trust. Whether you're a teen or you're an adult, we have plenty of options for you, whether you want to practice deep breathing exercises, you want to record your mood, or so on. We have many options for you to help you feel safe.
So when we first started designing this app, the first thing we thought about is creating a safety session. So the first thing that any user will do when they download the app is they'll enter their safe contacts. Right now, we both entered our own names, and you can choose a tier for how important and how and what priority you want them to be contacted in. For example, tier 1s would get contacted first, then tier 2, and then tier 3. And to do this, if you ever feel unsafe, all you would do is start a safety session. And at any point in this time, wherever you are, all you have to do is click I need help, and it automatically contacts your tier 1 contacts. If you're still in an unsafe situation in 30 seconds, then it will move on to tier 2 and then on to tier 3. At any point, if you start to feel safe or you're out of that unsafe situation, all you have to do is click on I'm okay now, and it'll take you back to the screen. And then if you become unsafe again, you just click on I need help. Once you're completely out of that unsafe situation, you end the session.
1 minute left.
And then over here, we have some deep breathing exercises and grounding exercises. So you can click on here, get affirmations, deep breathing, and you have grounding exercises here. We also have an incident log. So over here, we logged an incident, so you write the description, you felt unsafe at this location, and then you keep track of other notes as well, so that when you locate an officer or someone, then you can show them the notes.
So we also have a mood tracker where you can track your different moods on different days, and then safe places. So it'll take your current location and show you how close you are to your safe places. And then we also have resources to help you out. The last thing we have that we thought was really cool is a quick exit in case someone who you're near doesn't want you to be doing this. It take you to a quick exit so that way no one knows what's going on, and you can easily click here to return so that way you're kept safe.
And then finally, we have these settings, so you can turn your location on or off, depending on what you feel comfortable on. And you can also delete your data if you don't want it to be stored on your device for safety reasons.
All right, time's up, ladies. We're going to now do 2-minute Q&A. Audience, any questions?
Can you explain more about the mood tracker, like the track patterns mood tracker?
Sure. So the mood tracker, to do this, all you click on is log a mood. You can click on how stressed you're feeling from calm all the way to overwhelmed. And then you can also track whether or not you felt safe in that situation. And you can add any optional notes. Once you save your entry, it'll get added, and it'll get added to the average stress, the amount of entries, and how many times you felt unsafe. And it also records the date and the time, so that way you can clearly track everything. Yeah.
Your mood tracker is great, but when I'm happy, my son feels that I'm sad. So what seems like happy to me is not happy to him. So how is it that your app is not going to be biased, and when will it tell me to deep breathe, or when will it tell me to stop breathe?
Well, over here, the emotional support is always open for you. If you you can also talk to your safe contacts, and then based on the messages you send them on the dashboard, when you start safety session, they can respond based on the note that you send them, and then they can also help you navigate to the right page. And also for the mood tracker, you can check the average stress level, because maybe one day you didn't record the right amount, but over time there'll be a trend. So then you can see, are you actually feeling stressed out or not?
You're looking at the trend and then you're designing.
Yeah.
Okay, one last question.
When I don't feel safe, I call someone right away. Have you thought about what additional, that's the obvious, easy thing to do. It doesn't require logging on to a product or anything else. Can you explain what I would say value proposition of this is over just having someone call their friend?
So I think sometimes in unsafe situations, whoever you're with may not want you to call someone, and if you try to call someone, they may take action against you. By using this, all you have to do is press a button. It doesn't ring, it doesn't make any noise, so it's really discreet and easy to use. Because in some cases, if someone sees you calling someone, they may take aggression towards you, and we want this to be a way to protect everyone.
All right, round of applause for...
Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Hari, and this is Block to Luau. It's a simple way to build Roblox games with blocks. So I've noticed this problem a lot. Whenever you're taught programming in school, you're usually taught with Scratch, which is a block-based programming language. Now the main issue is that to make actual applications and games and whatnot, you have to switch to a text-based programming language. Now, one of the biggest platforms that kids try to make games on is Roblox, and it uses a language called Luau. Block to Luau allows you to use Scratch-like code and then converts it into Luau code while teaching you the best practices and suggesting new improvements. So I'm going to quickly showcase this. So Block to Luau has a Scratch-like interface with events, control, variables, functions, operators, and Roblox native functions. I will quickly show a sample project. So let's say we are making an obby checkpoint. Our little AI mentor will tell us to try a sample project, or we'll go to one of our pieces of code and it will talk about it to help us. Now the main thing over here is we can convert this into Luau code that we can use in a proper Roblox game. So I'll quickly click this button and it will use AI to convert it into proper code. Okay, so over here we have the code. Additionally, you get a code review and teaching from the AI mentor over here, and you get a score. So over here I got a 91. Correctness, the code correctly identifies players and handles the touch event perfectly. Structure, good use of variables, and a clear function to handle the logic. Best practices,
1 minute mark.
and readability. It shows you the paradigm you're using. In the future, this will also show object-oriented programming or data-oriented programming. It'll give you tips that it's already applied to the code to show you. And and there are also lessons that you can use with the AI mentor. And finally, there is a studio plugin that allows you to take the projects you've made on the web and immediately put them in studio for fast playtesting. And that is it mostly.
Nice. Under mark.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, now we're going to give the judges 2 minutes to ask questions.
So, great demo.
Thank you.
What problem you're exactly trying to solve? Like, who do you think is going to use the application, and why would they use it?
So around grade 2 or 3, right, most kids transition from a block-based programming language like Scratch to something like text-based programming if they want to learn programming, so that they can build proper applications. This is a really dramatic shift, as you are taken directly from these simple Scratch blocks into complex Python text-based code. Block to Luau solves that by allowing you to learn incrementally by converting your Scratch-based code into Luau code and giving you tips and tricks along the way.
Any other judge have a question?
Can you tell me more about your best practices and how that's going to be, is it iterative? How does that work?
Okay, so basically, Roblox, there are a lot of ways you can crash Roblox Studio, or your game can become very unoptimized very, very fast. The best practices section identifies these with AI and also fixes it automatically for you while showing you the fix so that you can improve.
One more question. Any questions? We have an audience question. All right.
All right, so my question is, why would you use AI to convert blocks to Luau code when it's costly, inefficient, and a compiler would be much more efficient, faster, and consistent, and easier to implement?
That is a great question. I did try that initially, but the issue is that it is super hard to create blocks for every single API function. This allows you to automatically make new blocks with NLP, natural language.
All right. Our time is up. Thank you for presenting. Next team up.
Guys. Hey, we're gonna keep it light and simple. Who doesn't love a few dad jokes? What did one hat say to the other? Wait here, I'm going on ahead. Hey, what key unlocks a banana?
Wait, can you repeat the joke?
What key unlocks a banana?
A banana peel.
Close. A monkey. Hey, last one. Why didn't the skeleton go on the roller coaster?
He was scared.
Kind of. Wait, what'd you say? Yeah, he didn't have the guts to go on. Yeah. Does anyone want to continue? I guess it's just me.
All right, 3 minutes. Here we go.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashvin.
My name is Arti.
My name is Zachary, and we're with Tassajara 4-H.
So Tassajara 4-H is
Talk closer to the microphone.
Tassajara 4-H is a youth-led organization that really specializes in community service.
Ashwin and I have also been volunteering with food banks since kindergarten. And what we noticed is that lots of food banks have designated stores where people experiencing food insecurity can get the food that they would get for free in a grocery store-like setting, adding dignity and letting the people experiencing food insecurity leave with a more positive look on their whatever their experience is. So we tried to emulate that with CareDash. CareDash is a food delivery service similar to DoorDash, except instead of shopping for whatever food or supplies you're getting from restaurants, it's connecting people experiencing food insecurity with food banks and food pantries. How it works is that when signing up, you go through all your normal information, and then we will also prompt you with questions that anyone signing up for any food bank service or food pantry service will ask, like how many people live in the household, children, seniors, etc. And this is to get an overall look on what your financial and economic situation is, as well as what kind of crisis you may be going through, so that we can designate you with a correct amount of tokens for you to get whatever supplies and food you need. So here I have 89 tokens based on the questions I was prompted with, and now I can shop for maybe some meals or things from the pantry. And the cool thing about our application is that it connects you with food banks from all over, the food banks that are closest to where you are, as well as drop points for the food and supplies you order. So let's say I need rice from Contra Costa Food Bank, but I also need canned tuna, which is in Dublin, and canned beans, which is at Oakland. So now when I check out, I can see that 14 tokens were used. I have 75 left. I put my information that will be placed on the order, any special notes. And the pickup location is the drop point where...
1 minute.
Is the drop point where the food will be placed. So it told me that I should go to Dublin to pick up my food.
And this is really important because as we're all 4-Hers, we've done a lot of community services. We've seen this we've had this special connection to food banks, and so we're just overall really focused on helping our community using technology in this type of manner.
And we also would like to, in the future, have a feature where we connect it to restaurants like Starbucks, Taco Bell, so all the food that doesn't get sold in that day, instead of going to waste, they can get dropped at the drop point when users can be able to order it. That way, it's also reducing food waste, and you get a hot meal a lot more quicker and easier.
Nice. Yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and start with our questions from judges for 2 minutes. Who wants to go first?
Yes, it was interesting to see the 3 different locations combined into one. So that means that they had, right, they had 3 options, each one to a different point, and then they were all picked up at one location. Is that right? Or do they go to all the different locations?
So the way it works is that on the map it showed there were a bunch. Okay, whatever. On the map that it showed a lot of food banks that were in the area, and I ordered from food from 3 different food banks, and those food banks, once the order is placed, it will go to them, and they will drop whatever is ordered at that one drop point, and I can go and pick it up when it is ready at that one drop point. That way, users who maybe they don't have access to a car, or don't have the time, and maybe just aren't able to go to all 3 locations for food and supplies, they can go to one place at whatever time they need.
What if I love your question about if they don't have a car, what's that last mile? How will you take care of that last mile if they have to take transit?
Okay, so if they don't have the proper transportation, I meant in comparison to people like us who are so privileged to be able to drive to all these different places whenever we want a particular thing. I think what we would like to do is have the drop points be connected to where the food banks are. So let's say I have food bank A, B, C. Based on the locations of that and the locations of people who will be most likely be using the app, then we will designate a drop point based on that. So users, it's a lot more easier for users to be able to pick up the food.
It's like a communal space that they already sort of go to, so that it's not an inconvenience for their work routine.
Any other questions? One more.
I'm sorry, that's great. This is a great idea. And I love your app, the way you've shown the functionality. My question is more on the business model. Can you talk about that? Who pays for what? How many employees are required to move food from one place to another, and who pays for that? Yeah, just talk about the business model a little bit.
So the business model, it's founded on the idea that, like Taco Bell has some food that, it's like the businesses that are registered for it, they'll get like a special certificate, and then so they'll be like, oh, like this sort of food business has food that they're giving away, extra food, and the user will be able to see on that app like, oh, Taco Bell has like some free enchiladas that they're giving away. And so it's a benefit for the business because they'll be able to get rid of their excess food and it doesn't have to go to waste. And the user can like go experience, like have the certain meals like, oh, I want Taco Bell, but it doesn't really fit my budget, but I can get it for free because the app is giving it away for free.
All right, our time's up. So thank you so much. Let's go.
Hello, my name is Helen. We are Bridge Voice, and this is my team, Pavan and Aditya. And so we built Bridge Voice. Okay, I want you to imagine for a second, not yourself, but your parents calling 911 for a medical emergency. So what if they don't speak English fluently? Like, they're panicking, they don't understand the dispatcher, and the dispatcher doesn't understand the caller. So we built Bridge Voice to change that, to fix this problem, because every second matters.
Yeah, so what does our application actually do? So this is how the website works. Basically, you press Start Emergency Mode. And now, basically, we have two different modes. You can either choose to do it by voice, or you can choose to type instead. So if we want to talk to the dispatcher who does not understand us, we can simply say something like, "Hello, my name is Pavan Bajaj. We are in an emergency. I need help right now." Oh, shoot, sorry. Sorry.
Try again.
Okay. My name is Pavan Bajaj. We need help immediately. Someone in my family is having chest pains. Please send help. And then you press Generate Emergency Response. So, for the dispatcher, it generates this summary that basically tells them in any language. So we did set it to English, but you can see here we have a selection of languages, and if we wanted to do something like Spanish, we could do that as well. Now let's see what it says. So it says classification confidence, 95%, caller distressed, and then it says family member of, it's not perfect, but gets the message through. So, and then recommended action for the dispatcher, and then we have it in Spanish also for the dispatcher, so that
1
we
minute
can
mark.
Translate and talk effectively.
Okay, so this transforms chaotic speech into clear and actionable emergency intelligence. Because what if you're panicking, and what if you have say someone went into cardiac arrest and you don't know English fluently, so you select the Spanish option and then you speak into it. And for example, if someone says my head hurts for something simple, it can instantly identify the issue and it recommends a course of action for you to proceed with.
Okay, so as you can see, our problem is a big one because language should never determine who survives a crisis. Bridge Voice turns language into a bridge when it matters most. And we also are, another feature that we are thinking about that is still under development is a feature to connect a community of immigrants who have similar backgrounds and speak the similar languages. So when immigrants first come to the US, a problem a lot of them face, including my parents, and I know some of yours too, is isolation with the community, not only in medical emergencies where you need to call 911, maybe you need to find a local church or a local language class. You could connect with people of similar background to feel more safe and connected.
Awesome. Great job, you guys.
Thank you so much.
All right, now we have a 2-minute time for judges to ask questions.
I think a great idea would be great to hear your thoughts on how you could integrate this with actual phone call, right? I mean, and something that's turned on and it's fully active. Love to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
And how do you plan on monetizing it? Do you expect the users to pay for it? You're going to have the government pay for that, for the 9/11?
I'm thinking something more of like we can do payment like when the emergency actually happens. So we don't want, like, if you're in an emergency situation, we don't want to hit the users with a paywall when they're in such a crisis, right? So what we were kind of thinking is that we could do something where, like, after the emergency takes place, right, we could get like maybe like after the problem, they can like choose like a pro plan, which basically like gives, it's kind of like an insurance for like future crises as well. So like we have like a free plan where they can like first that covers like maybe like let's say 3 crises, right? But then let's say that if you want insurance and you want to use this app for longer, then we can also have like a monetized pro plan for that.
I think it's also important to add that this will not be expensive at all. It'll be extremely affordable because like care is for everyone.
Yeah.
Any other
It's
questions from the judges?
Sorry, it's for like immigrants specifically, right? We don't want it to cost too much. So yeah.
I see a question in the back.
Okay, let's open it up to the audience.
So my question to you is, how is this better than the already like 911 dispatchers using translation devices or translation apps on their side, which people don't have to pay for?
So basically, our website also has a community feature, which we were talking about implementing, right? So this is where like you can really start to see the benefit. Obviously, we were not able to get it fully. I mean, it is fully functional, but it's not. We weren't able to fully implement the feature, but we do think it would be a great addition to our website. So what we were thinking is that with the community feature, right, you could connect to other immigrants in your location that have the same language barrier, and this would make it so that like even if you didn't want like. If it doesn't always need to be like with a dispatcher. Like if you need help from someone in your community, right? We are also planning on implementing that feature where like a community of similar speaking people can help each other. So that's where like the real benefit comes in.
All right. Thanks, team.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Hi, my name is Akil.
And I'm Nathan, and we created BrightPath. So BrightPath is an affordable college counseling site, and here you can browse counselors, and you can see that our sessions start from $20 an hour. So here you can scroll down and you can see all the counselors that we offer, and they all show all their skills like Ivy League admissions, essay coaching, and interview prep. And you can click to see their profile, and it shows all their reviews and recommendations and then their available time. So if you click the available time, then it will show that you input all this info and then you submit your free request, which will then tell them who you are, and then they can schedule a meeting with you.
Yeah, so over here you can go see your schedule. You have to sign in first, and then once you sign in, you can go view your schedule. So if you add any counselors, so if you view the profile and then schedule a meeting, you can schedule, they'll be added to your schedule, and you can see when you have those counselors meetings. So it's a very handy tool to know when your counselor meetings are without having to go into a calendar app and add your own schedule. And then you can also, there's also a few options here. You can obviously search by name, college, and specialty. You can filter, and you can go by college. So for example, if I go to like academic planning, you can see here we have a counselor, which is great. And there's even more pages to scroll even further. So, and then another feature we also added was over here. You can click this little button here, and it's a chatbot, which is very useful. For example, you can click Find College Counselors as one of the sample responses, and you can go down here and it'll think, and then it'll ask you a few questions, and then it'll actually, once you finish answering the few questions, you'll be given like 3 or 4 college counselors.
1 minute, Mark. 1 minute left.
And then it'll redirect you to any of these, and then you can go and schedule based off your interests. So it's great for finding college counselors very quickly, and that's why I think this is so important, because it just makes everything, it makes college counseling so much more affordable, and it also makes it quick and easy, which is what I think BrightPath is important for.
Yeah, so typically college counseling is like $10,000 per counselor, and that's like very unaffordable for many families, and especially low-income families. So why Bright Path? You should choose us because we are truly affordable. We have expert counselors and flexible scheduling so that you can book your sessions customized to the times you're available. And you also get a personalized, tailored roadmap for your applications, essay, and extracurriculars. And our steps are book a free call, get matched, build your plan, and get accepted to your dream college.
All right. Now we have 2 minute, oh, okay, going to be 2 minutes judges asking questions.
Hi, I basically thank you for walking this through. I like the user interface, and it's really clear, the functionality. The question that I have is, it's really two questions, but they're basically connected. This is a two-sided network that you're building. That's really hard to build. So I'm curious how you plan to recruit both sides of the network. What's in it? It's clear what's in it for the college student. It's not as clear what's in it for the counselors. And then it's a little bit unclear from the description. It says expert counselors, so these are probably people employed by universities as counselors. But it sounds like what you're asking them to do is to work outside their normal working hours. And in my experience, college counselors are pretty oversubscribed. So I'm curious what the incentive is for them to participate in something that's going to be outside their normal work.
Yeah, so they are getting paid for this, and it's not just college counselors that have to do it. Volunteers can also participate, but they do have to have like certifications, obviously, if they go to that college or they have experience in whatever they want to specialize in. So, yeah, it's obviously completely up to the college counselor's choice, and if they can, commit to doing this. So, yeah.
All right. One more last question.
Yeah, to provide this access to maybe potentially hundreds of thousands of students that wouldn't have access is great. Love that. When you're going through your filters, some of the other filters that you were thinking of, had like just essentially the specialties, for the, as one of our judges just mentioned, you're recruiting users. And so what other types of filters do you think they might be interested in that you might want to build into
Yeah,
this?
so there's kind of almost like everything here. You can find a lot of stuff. So you have academic planning. I'll just go over some important ones. Academic planning, Big Ten schools, campus culture. That one's also important. Core curriculum. Creative portfolios is also very good. Essay coaching, I also like too. Also a lot of subjects and schools, and also even performing arts. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of different categories, and you can kind of find whatever you want. So yeah.
And so sometimes people who may be first-time college goers may not even understand all those specialties. Is there anything that you can help guide them? Or you may have people from different affinity groups and understanding they would like someone who has a shared experience, maybe a shared life experience?
Yeah. I think something we could implement. Yeah, I think the AI chatbot can actually help with this a lot. I think that's the importance of it, because you can ask it, oh, how does this specialty work? And then it could give a response. So yeah, academic planning, I could ask it academic planning, and that's great. For example, there's already one right here, help me with my essay, and that's basically doing, that's one of the ones here, I think essay coaching. So yeah, that's kind of what the AI chatbot is for, and it can even do more than just that too. So yeah.
All right. Oh, last one.
What is your moat? What would you do to make your counselors land here, or what will you do to make your students land here? I heard the affordability part of it. Okay, that's there. But how is it that you're going to build a counselor community here?
How are you going to build a counselor community?
So most of these will be volunteers, and there will be some paid positions for the senior, more experienced counselors, who will also volunteer they'll volunteer, and then they'll apply to get paid after that. And yeah.
So volunteering. All right. Our time is up. Thank you so much. All right.
Okay, hey everyone. I hope you're all having a great day. My name is Advait, and I'm with my teammates Arnav, Sharv, Summit, and Ayu, and we're proud to present Digital Commons.
Okay, so has any of you ever imagined living in a neighborhood where having simple questions like, can you install solar panels, that becomes days, weeks of arguments and unclear answers? In neighborhood. So this is not just a problem in one area. This is problems everywhere. People in in HOA neighborhoods face this every single day. So that's why we have made Digital Commons.
Okay, so Digital Commons is a modern AI-powered neighborhood platform that can basically tell you what you can and cannot do based on the rules in your HOA community. For example, you can ask, doing something as wanting to build a fence, you currently have to go through a 50-page document and look through it, and you can possibly even misinterpret the rule. But with this, you can ask the AI, and then it will basically tell you if you can or cannot do it, and it will show you the exact clause where it says that.
Now we're going to go over a demo of our project. So welcome to Maplewood Heights, everyone. So this is just this extrapolated data from just one community, but in the future we plan on integrating it to create like a network of different HOA communities. So Maplewood Heights, your neighborhood at a glance. Let's start with the activity checker. So in the activity checker, you can ask any question about what's allowed in your community. So let's go back to the solar panel example. Can I install solar panels on my roof? This says solar panels are allowed, but it requires ARC approval before installation. And it also gives some suggested next steps. So now you should be thankful that you didn't get in trouble for installing your solar panels without permission. Now let's go on to the forum. This is where citizens talk about just things in general. So should we extend the pool's hours this summer? So it looks like a lot of them are very positive, but there appears to be some negative. So let's look at Linda's comment. Honestly, this is ridiculous. Some of us might live right next to the pool. So let's make her comment a little bit more positive. Empathy rewrite. Click. That's a lot better. Now petitions. Here you can petition to change some aspects of your community. You can also add your own petitions and you can collect signatures. Now finally on our analytics tab, we have your civility score from 0 to 100. This shows how well your community is doing.
So Digital Commons is not just a better HOA app, it shifts community from confusion to clarity, conflict to understanding, and isolation to collaboration. Because better community do not happen by accident, they're built with other tools. Thank you.
Nice.
Good, that was good. Wait, leave it. Q&A.
All right, now we have 3 minutes for judges to, 2 minutes for judges to ask questions.
Great presentation. So I have a question. What I want to put a feedback and I don't want it to be updated. If I don't have empathy radar, what I wanted to say is, have you thought about different users and them giving an honest feedback?
So with our application, you could use you could send, however this is. Yeah, in the forum section, you could just send this. It's not very nice, but you can still do it as long as it doesn't violate policies. But we would encourage everyone to use the empathy rewrite because, I mean, who doesn't want to be kind?
Thank you.
Okay, great idea and a great presentation. Good coordination with a larger group. And as I think you can tell from the responses, everybody relates with the problem statement, right? I think one thing that I thought was missing, which could make this even more impactful, this page, was to talk about a little bit about the numbers and say how many HOAs, cities, counties, how are you going to monetize it, and what could that look like? Because obviously it's for profit type of a goal setting. But other than that, good job.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Wait, one more.
This problem really resonates. I actually sit on planning commission, and here's what I would like. I would like an empathy filter that makes me not have to see people's original comments. So I'm curious, can you select it as the user and just say like, I don't actually care how they worded it. I just want to get what their message was in the kindest way possible.
Okay. Okay, so right now we're signing onto an admin account. So when you're on the board, you have admin privileges. So you can yourself use the empathy rewrite. So it's not just limited to the user, it's also for admins to use.
We have time for just one more question.
I think this is wonderful and delightful, and yes, lots of empathy here. I think this reflects HOA type of environments, right? But how would you build this with condo boards, for example?
So condo boards, I don't really know how they work, but I'm going to assume they work in similar ways as HOAs. So as the HOA works, so we would have rules and guidelines posted in regular terms and not just a bunch of legal terms. So we'll have all those posted here, and then it'll follow the same pattern, just with a different set of rules.
I have a question, please. Here. So most of the HOA documents these days are online. All I need to do is just go to Gemini, put it up, upload it there, ask, can I do this or no? And then it answers me. And then there's Nextdoor and WhatsApp communities. So what unique does your app offer that people would leave their already likable WhatsApp groups and then join this and not easily go and use Gemini to answer their questions?
That's a great question. So can you move to the analytics tab?
I got you.
Thank you. So Gemini, it might give you an answer you're looking for, but it does not show you this. It does not show you how your community is thriving. It doesn't show how you can improve your community. It just tells you the answer to your question. And I'm pretty sure most people wouldn't just want the answer. They want to know what the impact of that answer would be. So our app has a way for you to see the impact of what you're doing and how it would go over. So I think that's a really important thing when you're in a community.
All right. This is a great presentation. Thank you, team.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
My name's Kevin.
My name is Bhavik.
And my name's Pranav.
So this is our app, Fridge to Feast, and we are, and people nowadays people are struggling like to prepare meals, and a huge amount of food was getting wasted and thrown out. So our app like saves us time when you add food and money while you're preparing these delicious meals. And this app is primarily for college students and seniors.
So here's a little demo. So how it works is step 1, you take a picture of your fridge, and number 2, the AI identifies the ingredients inside the fridge, and 3, you start to get cooking. And here you have 2 options. You can either use the voice option to list out the ingredients, or you can upload a photo. So if you upload a photo of a fridge, and you can see the ingredients inside, you're also able to choose the mood you're in, such as a quick meal, healthy, high protein, etc. You can also choose your cuisine preference, such as if you want an Italian-based preference, Chinese, and more. And here are the detected ingredients that are shown in our fridge. And if you have other ingredients that are not in the fridge, you can also add, such as bread, which is typically not in a fridge. And here are the recipes. So you have many recipes that are generated, and if you click on them, you can see the ingredients used for them and the instructions. And also, there's also other recipes that you can make with one extra item. And if you don't have this item, you're able to go to our navigation page. And
1 minute left.
And our navigation page shows shops around us, so we could go there and buy more ingredients. We also have fridges. So let's say you're at a shop and you don't know what's in your fridge. You're able to scan your fridge, and later in the store, you're able to see what's in your fridge. And that'll help you buy the different ingredients you need. And yeah.
All right. Thank you. We're going to now turn it over 2-minute questions from judges.
So I have a similar question that was asked earlier. How would this be different than me taking a picture and putting in ChatGPT or Gemini or any other, general purpose apps?
Our app has like several features that Gemini doesn't have. Like, for example, if you go to your dashboard, you can like see the statistics of what you made. And also we have all these other features. Like, for example, you could connect your family to it and family members. It shows the waste of the food. It shows the prices of your food if you want to like save money. And you can also like scan your pantry for extra food if you have it.
Any other questions from the judges? No?
So you've got this great feature to local shops. So how are you going to turn that into a business?
Oh, okay. So we have different plans. Like we have a pro plan and a chef plan.
Clearly, everyone loved that.
Yeah.
Did you have a question after?
Have you thought about something that's very comparable with already something similar to this in the market? Because this so much reminds me of a Samsung refrigerator that might have the scanner camera inside, and the iPhone app actually kind of detects when every time I'm there in Safeway, and it sends me a reminder saying that you're out of milk in your fridge. Can you please buy it? So I kind of see that this is a slimmed down version of it. So I'm just curious to know what is very unique about this feature app product.
We have like other features that those apps that you mentioned didn't have. Like we have price trackers. And then if you go back here. We have like a cooking coach too, so like if you don't know how to cook something, it can like teach you how to do it. And you can scan the labels of food as well, so you can like see the details about the food.
All right. Time's up. Thank you so much. Next up.
Do you guys remember what we had for lunch today? Yeah, exactly. We had pizza for lunch today, and the pizza isn't, well, exactly the healthiest option you could get.
Talk closer.
So what Healthy does is that we can turn recipes into healthier options using a variety of different ingredients that can adapt to your personal needs. Let's say you have like a disease like that's based on your health, and you need to have like less sugar or more protein. Healthy can adapt to that, and you can tell it what you need or what you don't need, and it will give you what you want. So then this is why like your body deserves like healthier food, and this is the problem that Healthy wants to fix. So we get a higher heart health. With healthier food, we get a sharper mind, we get more energy, and we have a stronger immunity. We use AI to build these new recipes using different ingredients. And these are some examples of recipes that our AI uses to make new recipes. So like there's pasta carbonara. Instead of like unhealthy like items, there's Greek yogurt, and it uses other ingredients to make it healthier. So an example is here. This is our AI, and yeah, we can type in any food. Anyone want to eat something?
Let's do pasta carbonara.
Birria tacos.
Tacos.
Tacos. Okay. So we got that. And then any health?
Gluten-free.
Gluten-free tacos?
Yeah.
We got 1 minute left, okay?
Okay, yeah. And then this is a recipe. You got your recipe, and then you can add any other specific topping that you need or want. That's what makes our thing unique, and you guys should use this to get more recipes.
All right, thank you. All right, let's give the judges 2 minutes to ask questions. Anybody?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, it adds value, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's doing something that will be useful to people. But I think for this use case and for many like this, the obvious situation is that it is implementation over an LLM, right? So behind the scenes, you have that. And the users have access to those things. And eventually, you would have voice access to it. So you need to, I mean, these are great ideas, but you need to carefully think about how you're going to monetize. What would be the point of differentiation? Would you build something super specialized? Would you make it so easy? Talk about those ideas. Talk about those things. Address that elephant in the room, which is, hey, why can't I just use ChatGPT? Or I can just talk to ChatGPT and say, give me a better, something like that. And I think that will make it more powerful.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's a great idea. I have a very different question. I think you're possibly one of the youngest team here.
Yeah.
So can you walk us through a little bit through the process that you went through to come up with the idea? How did you coordinate? Who did what?
So we had we were first brainstorming on ideas we can use, creative ideas, because that's what we signed up for, something creative. So we were brainstorming different ideas. And then we came to and we were eating snacks, right? So we came to a conclusion we can make it healthier, right? So then we decided to make health eats, to make healthier snacks and healthier meals.
Any in remarks from your other members on your team?
So basically, after we decided we were going to do healthy, we used Lovable we asked Lovable a lot of questions, and we were gonna go with a multiple choice question, but then instead of going multiple choice, we decided to go with the AI because if it was more interactive than a multiple choice questions.
Yeah.
Okay, the last question. So have you guys tried to cook yourself using the app?
Not today.
Not really?
Not yet.
Okay. Did your mom try to cook with it?
Not yet, no.
Okay. I'm looking forward to hear the feedback from your mom.
Yeah, I think my parents will like it. Yeah. I think my parents will like it a lot. I
Okay.
think it helps.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cute question.
One more quick question. I'm curious who you are targeting for this app. Who's your audience that you're trying to attract?
We're targeting everyone that wants to add a more healthy lifestyle in their diet and everyday life.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sanvi, and this is Sanjita, and we are Hear the Beat. I'm just going to wait for this screen to open up. Okay, and we are Hear the Beat. So the issue we're tackling here today is that coronary artery disease usually gets diagnosed only when someone gets a heart attack. And this is a major issue since coronary artery disease or heart diseases in general affect a large population, especially in the United States, where 1 out of 5 individuals die out of heart diseases every year. The way we went about this is we used a voice analysis, so vocal biomarkers, to analyze a higher risk for coronary artery disease. We used vocal biomarkers, MEL frequency septal coefficients, jitter, shimmer, and H&R to be able to do this. And one might think, how is voice associated to coronary artery disease? And it's interesting because coronary artery disease causes myocardial ischemia, which is basically when there's reduced blood flow to the heart caused by a buildup of plaque. And this affects the autonomous nervous system, which is regulated by the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve also controls voice, so that is how that is all correlated. So Sanjita is going to run through how our app works and how we have a patient dashboard and healthcare provider dashboard to provide preventative care for patients.
So we have a sign up for the patients, and they put their name, their age, and a couple other important information for the doctor. But I'm going to quickly sign in as Sarah right now. And so, as you see, we get led to the homepage, and this is where you can see all the recordings they've done, and if the doctor has reviewed your recording is it's still pending, and then check in history as well. And we have medication and doctor notes that were given to them, and their voice recordings they sent in. And we also have a calendar where they can book appointments for
1
any
minute
date.
left. 1 minute.
And they can also cancel, and you can record as well. And we wanted to make the UI very easy for the patient, so it's all in one page. And we also have a doctor tab where if I sign in as the doctor, I can see the patients and their patient info. And for example, for Sarah, since we have data on her, they can add in notes, and we can also see their recordings they've done and the risk level. And we have chart analysis of the different voice biomarkers as well. And if the doctor needs any AI assistance, as in like the recording summary or like any trend analysis or decision support, we have AI, and they also have reports. And we also have chatbot to help the
All
patient
right.
or doctor.
Thank you, ladies. All right, we're going to now have 2 minutes with the judges asking questions. Wanna start?
Okay, great idea. Talk to me a little bit about how did you come up with this idea? What was the inspiration? And is it just something in the hackathon, something behind the scenes? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, sure. So I'm very interested in healthcare, and I recently came across there are a lot of diseases out there that are actually really highly related to vocal biomarkers and can be, I guess, diagnosed early by using vocal biomarkers, such as like Parkinson's disease, a cognitive decline in general, and even like diabetes I've heard of before. And I've read a lot of recent research articles too that have shown high correlations with coronary artery disease and vocal biomarkers. So when we were going in to create this idea or make this app, we looked at a lot of research articles on like common websites like PubMed to figure out which biomarkers we should select for our limited time span. And then we put in baseline data that we found online. And so that's kind of a drawback for us. We weren't able to put like voice analysis recordings because of the time limit. But if we had more time, we would definitely go in and do that. But yeah, we used research articles, and it stemmed from like, I guess, our love for healthcare.
And also, it was important because usually patients get diagnosed at a critical age, and this helps diagnose it at an earlier stage, so doctors can like do whatever they need to do to help the patient.
Thank you for that. This is super creative biomarkers that you picked. It's very exciting. One of the things I'm curious about is how you plan to address bias, because for one thing, women and men display very different biomarkers for cardiac arrest, particularly in coronary disease. But the other thing is there's an inherent bias in most voice recognition apps that's very biased towards men's voices. So I'm curious how you plan to address that.
Yes, I really love that question, and it's also stumped us before. But vocal biomarkers, they usually work on a deeper level than just analyzing languages and voice. So we would use not only women, but also men statistics. And I could pull up maybe later, but Mayo Clinic has a study, and UC Irvine Machine Learning Institute has a study where they separated the men and the women. So we used that baseline data to train our model as well. But yeah, as I said, vocal biomarkers usually look at like loudness, the grittiness of the voice, tonality, and like pitch changes. So it wouldn't be as like focused on like the language and like the sound of it, if that makes any sense. Thank you. Any more questions?
A question, please. So interesting idea. Here. Interesting idea. But there are already AI apps in use, which hospitals have already started using. They already are using voice analysis, and they're already in use. So how is this going to be different? And they're backed by Mayo Clinic research and everything. So how this differs from the ones already out there and the ones that are being used in hospitals?
Okay, thank you for your question. So we looked at Mayo Clinic studies, and it was mostly like clinical trials. So they were using those apps to see if patients were if the vocal biomarker was able to determine whether the patient really did have a high risk for coronary artery disease or a low risk for coronary artery disease. Yeah, we hope that like by integrating so many other aspects into our app, like scheduling appointments, and like seeing past medications that the patient has received from the doctor, and maybe even in the future including vocal biomarkers to test for other things such as like Parkinson's disease, maybe we would be competitive in that sphere where there are already some emerging startups in that realm.
All right, one last question, and then we're going to wrap this up, okay?
Oh, great idea. Question regarding the, you mentioned it would be great to detect sooner than when people are already diagnosed. How do you imagine recruiting people to engage with your app?
That's a great question.
Early.
Yeah, so we hope that maybe clinicians, if the person is at higher risk for coronary artery disease, maybe based on weight factors or predisposition like family history, maybe the clinician would recommend the patient to potentially get on the app and start putting in daily, or not daily, weekly voice recordings to like mark progress over time. But yeah, we would mainly use genetic markers maybe and like other risk factors that could be associated with coronary artery disease to detect it earlier. And also coronary artery disease is usually like fully determined once like through a blood test, but by doing this, I suspect it would be more cost efficient and less invasive, obviously, for the patient.
I see some future physicians in the house, right? All right, ladies, thank you so much. We're down to our last team.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gautam.
I'm Somil.
I'm Ananya.
And this is Reply Right. Before we begin, quick show of hands. How many of you grew up in a family where English was not the first language? Now, out of you, how many of you or your parents have struggled translating from or to your native language to English? Perfect. You all know the struggle and stress of reading a medical bill, school email, or official notice and realizing one misunderstood line could mean extra fees, missed deadlines, or lost opportunities. Reply Right bridges that gap. It turns high-stakes English into a clear meaning, next steps, and a safe reply in seconds. Now I'll show the site. Reply Right helps understand any message and reply right. You can choose from 20 site-wide languages, and there is a first-time walkthrough, but we'll skip that for time's sake. Now we'll get started.
So once we scroll down, we can see that the users can input their information in 3 ways. They can either copy-paste an email, upload documents, or just say it out loud using the dictate button. They can also type in their goal and fill out these drop-down menus so that the application can tailor to the user's needs. For an example, we see that an immigrant family received an email about a spring college trip, and there is important information, including deadlines and payments. Once they fill these options, they can click the generate button to get the results.
All right, so I'm going to paste in a message that I received right here, and then I click generate, right? So this meaning type is built to answer only one thing. What does this message mean in plain language? Up here is the plain summary. It's short, and it uses a reading level setting that we selected in the previous tab. Also over here, we have the key terms, and these are the words that usually confuse people, such as immigrants who don't have an extensive vocabulary. It defines them in normal language. So for example, if I'm helping my parents, this is usually the parts that I would get confused. So we make the meaning obvious, and we show the receipts.
1 minute left.
Shoot. In the action tab, In the action tab, Reply Right pulls out the important items like deadlines, fees, and consequences. It cites the exact sentence each item came from and rewrites it in simpler language. We also include an AI chatbot, a support tab for users who need extra help, and different pricing models for extended limits.
Going straight to the reply, I switch to reply. I paste my draft reply right here. So this draft is a little emotional on purpose because that's how real life is. So I click Improve Reply. Right Reply gives me 3 sendable versions: professional, neutral, and warm-up form. Now the part that matters, it gives an escalation risk scores. It highlights the exact phrases in my response that could trigger conflict. So for each highlight, it explains why it is risky, then it gives a safer alternative that keeps my goal in mind. I can copy a full reply with one click, and I also can copy specific safer phrases. So the flow is simple. You understand the message, you reply safely, and there's no guessing.
Ultimately, Reply Right gives non-native speakers the same communication power as native speakers. With voice support and an AI guide, we make complex English language accessible to everyone. Reply Right is clarity for everyone. Thank you.
All right, time's up. We have 2 minutes for judges to ask questions.
Thank you. It's a great problem space. My question is, how is this different than the existing versions, especially the paid versions of Microsoft Copilot and Google Gemini?
Okay, yeah, so that's actually a really great question. So underlyingly, they both use the same AI. And the main difference between this and maybe something very generic like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Copilot is that it has context. So for ChatGPT, you might say you got to get a blank prompt, and you have to know what to ask first. But for Right Reply, it automatically extracts important stuff like deadlines, fees, and consequences. Most importantly, it gives you the action steps from the context, so you don't have to do anything like prompt engineering.
So how do you imagine, so you mentioned this is targeted towards like parents, right? Is this mostly for parents?
Parents and then mostly immigrants, people who aren't very familiar with English. It's not their first language.
Through a life cycle, so you want to develop your customer early and then keep them through different phases of their life?
Totally, yeah.
Okay, so it could be legal, it could be school related?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't tell, do you have a feature where the prompts are actually in foreign languages?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so exactly. So, hold on. So
nice.
Here we have over 20 languages you can choose from, right? So you select any language, and then it translates the whole site-wide into language, even the AI support tab. And then no matter what language you paste in, it'll translate it into the given language that you selected. So yeah.
That's great. All right, any other questions? Okay. We'll open it up to the audience.
So I was wondering, there's this AI called Claude, and Claude wiped out over $285 million of market value for tools exactly like this in legal purposes. Why wouldn't Claude be able to do the same things that you guys are doing, that if it could do that for much more complex businesses that are valued at a much higher valuation?
Yeah. Okay, great question. I feel like it's very similar to the first question. How is this, different from other generic, AIs? And I think the main difference is that this model has specifically, this app specifically has context that the other AIs do not. So it's all about context. This is a very niche app. So you'd use Claude for something, maybe your everyday work, but this is specifically for translating. It does nothing else but help you translate. So it's a tool built specifically for that, which is why if you had to do translation, you'd use this app and not something like Claude.
All right, thanks. That's it.
Awesome.
Great job. All right, we're going to give the judges, they're tallying up the results of these top 10.
Okay, you guys. First of all, can we please a round of applause to all of the participants? Amazing. Oh my God. You guys did such a great job. I also want to extend my warmest thanks to our judges, thank you so much for coming out here, and our mentors. I think there's some that are still here. Thank you. All right, so we are ready, right, to announce the winners, but I'm gonna have a special team do the announcements, or at least push the button for the announcements. This is the Emerald High Girls in AI team. And so, just so you know, we would not be here without this team, without Amy and her. They reached out to me, the first people that reached out that said, we want to host this event at our school, and we made it happen. So thank you so much, you guys. You guys are awesome. Do you want to say anything before you? Okay.
First of all, thank you for all of you guys coming in. I wish you guys learned a lot from this event and then have a lot of fun. So our club, basically, we just want to have more girls in this STEM environment, as that's probably a lot of our dreams. And thank you for all of us for coming, and I wish you guys get some awards or get some snacks and have a good day.
All right, and with that, all right, Amy, would you like to advance? The winners are.
Drum roll.
Drum roll. All right. Best each one. So best.
Oh, they can come up.
No, you can announce
Okay.
it. Like just say it.
So for the best design track, we have Hear the Beat. Hot the beat. Hot the beat. Thank you for doing that. And then for the most impactful solution, we have Encore. Clap it up. And then now to the best overall solution, we'll give a big thanks to Digital Comments.
Good job, you guys. Congratulations. If you guys, the teams want to come up, we have some cash prizes for you. You'll get, what was that? We get 3 months free access to Lovable. We'll give digital certificates to you guys. Will be coming. We'll follow up on that. We'll have certificates for the judges and mentors as well. And you guys even get your own the AI Collective t-shirt, which is the best prize of all. So come on up, you guys. Congrats.
All right, guys. Can I get everybody for a few minutes once the cash has been counted? The cash looks okay. Is it the right amount? Nothing's missing? Okay. Just a couple of closing thoughts. I just wanted to build on something which I started with when we kicked this off, which is we're living in uncharted territory at this point. Lots of things changing, lots of anxiety, lots of excitement as well. The questions are in terms of where are we headed, what are we going to do, are we going to be okay, are we going to have careers, are we going to get jobs, all those things, right? So number one thing, I think, as I mentioned earlier, the people who will be building things will survive. And the tools to build have changed, and the methodologies have changed. You need to be up to date with those capabilities and be current with times, right? So, and it doesn't matter if you are just a STEM student, like you want to be a physician, great, or you want to go into some sort of research, that's fine as well. If you want to be an engineer, that's fine as well. But you need to still be building things. And you need to be building things to, further the learning towards whatever you want to get to. So a couple of ideas, 3 things I would leave you with. In terms of how to start that journey, one is get familiar with the tools, the agents, Claude, other aspects. I mean, some of you guys already are. I'm sure a lot of you used some of those tools, like Cursor, etc., to build some of these apps that we saw. Pick something. Pick a simple workflow. Pick an agent scheduler, whatever, and do it for yourself. Like, whatever, maybe it's just a homework assignment or something that you're doing for your extracurricular or something that you're doing for your sports, and build an agent that sits and does something. The second thing is think about the domain that you're interested in, where you're headed, where you want to focus your career at. Pick a use case from that and see if you can solve that problem. Again, some of you guys did that today in Hackathon, and I think that's a great way to further that learning. And last, which is really important, figure out if you're able to, one, make an impact or move the needle on something. How are you going to measure it? Can you build a meter? Very important. Most people don't do that. They don't think about it. If you can do those things along with everything else you're doing in school and put it out there, you're thinking about, hey, what do I do as my EC? I have to put something in the college apps, right? I'm sure you guys are thinking about that. That's what you should put on your college app, right? So once you do the 1, 2, 3, create a README, create a demo, put it out there. There's your startup, right? So you've done it, you're creating an impact. So you've built something, one for yourself, then second for your domain and industry that you're passionate about. Third, you've built a way to measure it, and you put it together with a demo, with a README, with something out there, and let the people start to use it. That would be my advice today. Thank you.
Thank you, Rana. I'll take some of that advice. So all I wanted to say is this was a great event from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for the organizers, for the mentors. You made this event happen, but most of all, for our young builders. I'm going away today very inspired, excited. I learned some things from you guys, but my small advice, enjoy, celebrate today, maybe tomorrow, but Monday, get back to work, learn new tools, learn new features, look into other problems that you can solve, and you'd be surprised where it would lead you. Thank you.
These are all great words to remember. I think to that I would add is something that I learned in graduate school, which is a week in the library saves months in the lab. And I think you heard from some of the questions, you guys don't have to go to the library. There's a lot of existing work out there. It's easily searchable, now even more searchable with AI tools. Before you put the time in building something, spend a lot of time asking yourself, if this problem is so important, why hasn't anyone solved it? And don't believe that they haven't until you've convinced yourself that that solution isn't out there or your solution is the best. Spend a lot of time with your search tools and before you spend your time becoming the expert in a solution that may already exist.
I think it was an amazing event. First of all, I want to really thank AI Collective. I have been to several of these now. They just keep on getting better. And so this was terrific. I know there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. So thank you for doing that. That's point number one. Second is, I think Dr. Nan, she mentioned that you're going to have a lot of choices. When we graduated, I think we had one or two, maybe at the most 5 options. I think you're going to have 50,000 options. And the most important, I think, challenge you're going to have is not lack of options, is too many. So you have to sort out, not just by yourself, is getting into communities like that, where you can seek advice, counsel, bounce up ideas, because very seldom we can go very far all by ourselves. So the community that you build around you, and that there's a great saying, you give, more you get back. I think you're going to have a lot of options to give. And when you look at especially this area, this 50-mile area, in Silicon Valley, it is completely unique. It does not exist anywhere in the world. So I think you're fortunate, we're fortunate being part of it, and it just shows to pull together this level of energy, whether you go to Austin, whether you go to Boston, whether you go to even New York City, it just doesn't happen. So soak it up, just take chances. You're going to go very, very far based on all the opportunities that you have ahead of you. So thank you.
We're going to have to wrap it up.
Stay curious, keep exploring, meet new people, make connections, think big, and then think bigger.
So one of the most important things that I heard today was how you are representing voices who are not in this room. All of you cared about issues that affect our communities and our nation and the globe. So as you go into whatever career you're doing, remember there's an entire field of ethics, humanity, all of the social sciences. We're going to need sociologists, anthropologists, psychologists to understand all the implications of the amazing work we're doing. So remember to be ethical and human in everything that you do.